There is an old saying that goes, the eyes never lie. And I often get the question, what is it with these narcissists and the narcissistic stare? Why do they stare at us so much? And I can try to give a good answer to this, as it will have multiple parts. First, let's establish that everyone communicates through facial expressions, so much that we can even look at a dog and have a general idea of what they are feeling. This is relatively easy. However, what that narcissistic stare typically also involves is what is known as a microexpression. This is a science that studies the unconscious human responses that we have to various stimuli. For example, when you see somebody that you are attracted to, the common microexpressions are raising eyebrows, dilated pupils, and licking of the lips. These all happen before you can even control them yourself, making them instinctive and absolutely readable. These microexpressions happen when you are aroused, fearful, happy, angry, or just whenever. Okay, so now imagine that you have a narcissist in the idealization phase and they have massively dilated pupils, bulging eyes from their head, the whole 9 yards, and it's infatuating at first, probably because everyone does it to some degree with someone they love, not just narcissists. Now, we go to the devalue and you see them give these predatory, attractive eyes to someone else at a party, and you know that something was not right there. So you call them out, and that this brings up rage. So you see those dilated shark, those black shark eyes again, but their facial expression is by no means one of joy. You can see the rage in their eyes. Their eyes popping, the brow furrowing, and the basically they're foaming at the mouth. Hell, they could even do this over a minor disagreement, like folding the laundry the wrong way. You don't need to pull out a ruler to measure their pupils to know that their face is screaming at you. There is another stare, and this is one that is also known as flat effect. This is where they may have zero eye expression, and although you really can't quantify this, assuming there is such a thing as a normal micro expression, you have to assume abnormal. It's like missing a cue. That flat affect may hit you at inappropriate times. Like, let's say they clearly have body language that's saying that they want to have sex, and you're like, sweet, let's go. And 5 minutes in, they suddenly just have the flattest eye effect ever. You will notice it, and it will not feel right. Their mood swings are literally terrifying. And I am not too familiar with, I am somewhat familiar with micro expressions and the science, but it isn't bulletproof. And to say that it doesn't exist would not be right. But I have had former friends that have unfortunately had psychotic breaks, and I myself have had dissociative episodes. And I can tell you firsthand that you could see in their eyes when they were agitated. And to be honest, they were at least overt. These were at least overt narcissists, which means that I could honestly trust them more than some of the coverts out there. Nonetheless, I am personally convinced that coverts can control them to some degree, and that due to them consistently mimicking what they think is appropriate for a situation. However, even if they act right, they typically have to pause for a few seconds before they do it, and you will notice it. At that point, their eyes have nothing in them, and then all of a sudden, here come the crocodile tears, and you are totally lost. When you get that rage look over something as simple as burning toast or not agreeing to one of their delusions, you don't ever forget it. If you get a response of rage in times when you were looking for compassion or a flat affect when they should have been emotionally present, you will see it. The eyes are just one indicator. The whole body will indicate it too. You don't have to be an expert in a master class or a mind or body reader to understand that what you just saw was not normal. Consider the narcissist stare simply as this: them dropping out of character momentarily. They are, the camouflage is gone, and lost are the emotions and mannerisms of a neurotypical person. Pausing for a breath is the actor from their life's toil. Shred are the layers of the makeup and disguise. You are face to face with the real deal, naked, fearful, convoluted, conflicted, vulnerable, jealous, self-loathing, defenseless, infantile, bitter, deficient, empty, toxic, and broken. You are used to the charade, and the reality takes you by surprise, and it is unnerving. Cognitive dissonance will kick your ass, and if you have been taken in by the false self, and this is the person that you have thought you have come to know, often intimately, it is difficult to think that there is a whole other person living underneath a completely parallel life with that body that they inhabit. But that is the reality, and welcome to the window of the world of the narcissist stare.